Now it's correct. Hi, Capricorn. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. It's Jay, Empathic Fire here. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty, so what are we now? 5 minutes late. That's usually on time for me with these lives anyway, so welcome to it. If you're watching on repeat, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If you're going to be joining me in the chat today, again, those who are uninitiated, this is what I do for each sign during their birthday period. Today is January the 18th. Yes, January 18th, Saturday the 18th. So if you're here in the chat, if you pop in, you're a Capricorn, you want to ask a question, cool, cool, cool. If you're watching on repeat, there will be like segments and stuff. We're about to start with the general overview. We'll do, what do we usually do? Health and wellness, love and romance, and then career. I feel like there's always another one that I forget to do. And if I one day I'll write these things down. One day I'll have a plan. I'll try to be like more like you, Capricorn. One day I'll try and have a plan about this whole thing. So, let's get into it. Maybe people will join us today. If not, that's okay. Because I had to actually change the time of this last minute. I had a friend of mine. Anyway, I have something I need to do. When I originally was gonna do this at 4 o'clock, something came up. So, all right, guys, let's start with your overall. And again, happy birthday to those who were celebrating in December or January. It really doesn't matter when you were celebrating. I hope you had an amazing day, and happy New Year and all that good stuff too. Now, general overview for Capricorn. Which deck are we going to use? Tons of decks to choose from. General for Capricorn, please. And for those who don't know, just in case, I'm Jay. This is Empathic Fire. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Gonna give you some Housewives Tarot. I feel like I haven't used this in a while, like on the channel. Used it in privates and stuff like that, but I don't think I've used this on YouTube for a while. I could be wrong, though. I could absolutely be wrong. I can barely remember what I did 5 minutes ago, which was probably setting all this up, so yeah, it had to be. It had to be what I was doing. All right, Capricorn, let's see overall for you. As we wrap up your birthday period here at the end of January, thank you, thank you, thank you for shepherding us into the winter period, bringing us into it. Appreciate it. Up here in the northern hemisphere, obviously. The southern hemisphere is nice and, oh, it's nice and sunny down there, isn't it? All right, so general overview for Capricorn, please. Ooh. Last one, thank you. All right, let's get 3 cards for Capricorn during this period. Wow, that was fast. 2. A bunch fell to the floor. A bunch. Oh my god, 4 cards? No way. No way. We can't take 4. That's too many. But what did come out? 5 of Swords. King of Swords in reverse. What's this? 3 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands. If you want to make heads or tails of that, you may. I'm not going to do it. One more card for Capricorn, please, in their general overview. Hey, there it goes. That at the end there, that felt a little resistant. So let's see what's going on. All right, not too bad. Well, I shouldn't say not too bad, but we have in your general overview, Cap, you have the 9 of Cups, 2 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. Now, I mean, I'm getting, potential disappointment because, you've got the 9 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. I feel as though maybe something that you were hopeful or wishful for with the Nine of Cups. Maybe didn't come to fruition the way that you thought it should, or the way that you thought it would, rather. See the woman on the card; she's holding a present. So over the holidays, or even on your birthday, or if it's a combination of the two, you guys kind of get the raw deal with that, right? So maybe there was something with your family or your friends where you were hoping for something, wishing for something, maybe even asking specifically for a specific gift, or yeah, it feels as though like, and not that you didn't get all of it or everything that you asked for, everything that you wanted. It just feels like, close but no cigar, just like shy of the mark kind of energy. Or with this being, a happy couple, we can presume, right? It might be that like I get like what you were suspecting, or not suspecting, what you were reliant on, a person or a gift or something that you were just like, it's gonna happen, a sure thing. And it feels like the sure thing is not so sure anymore, because we have this Two of Swords where someone is putting on a blindfold, is someone is reluctant to make choices, or reluctant to see the truth of a situation, reluctant to, I mean, look at her. She's supposed to be like carving that bird, right? Supposed to be serving other people, but like there's a willful ignorance almost. Um, hmm, like I'm getting like a slow bubbling up of discontentment, a slow revelation that I'm not happy, or I'm disappointed, I'm saddened by this. Some of you are scared of something. Is it like a fear of realizing something, and then, like, how if you like say, if you if you admit something to yourself, it then becomes reality, even though it's been reality the whole time. Like this is what this feels like. It feels like the writing is on the wall in a situation, in a home situation specifically. And now that the writing is on the wall, it's like all, all anyone can do, not all anyone can do, but like it's so obvious that someone is burying their head in the sand. And yes, two things. There are two images here. Well, three total. Because again, willfully blinding themselves with this two of swords. Two things. The second thing, or excuse me, the first thing, even though I noticed it second. Here on the Five of Pentacles, you can see this woman. She's dismayed or whatever. But I mean, check it out. Look at her like peeping through her fingers, you know? It's like when people see a scary movie and they're like, "Oh no, I don't want to look. I don't want to see that. Oh no." It's like, someone obviously is ignoring the facts of a situation. Someone is ignoring the obvious destruction, possibly, or loss. If not destruction, loss, because you got the one pentacle that's on the ground that's actually shattered. So there's a lot of hope that we saw in the beginning with the Nine of Cups, but as the situation progresses, as time progresses, it becomes so obvious, at least here in these cards, that things are not all they're cracked up to be. There's something amiss. There's something not exactly correct, you know? Now, the other thing that I laughed about, which is not, and I'm not laughing about it, but I noticed, which was humorous to me as the reader. I only do three cards for everything that we do in this type in these lives. But I put the deck down, and on the bottom is the Fool. So someone might be behaving foolishly. Someone might feel like a fool. Someone might feel as though Might be another person who feels I have someone behaving like a fool, or I've got them wrapped around my finger kind of energy. I'm able to, I'm puppeteering someone. I feel as though someone either feels foolish or they recognize that someone else is being foolish and that benefits them. And it's not a nice take that back. It's not that it's not nice. I think that it's unfortunate because I think you or whoever else is involved in this Capricorn, I think everybody knows the truth of the matter, or they know that there's more to what's going on than what appears on the surface. But someone is just like refusing to see it. Like, in, I forget which deck it is, but this Two of Swords in, I think it's the, actually, it's over there. Tarot of the Passionate Heart or something like that. In that deck, it's called Refusing to See. Two of Swords is called Refusing to See. I feel as though someone is refusing to see the truth of the matter. You know, if you, let's say you were expecting a gift on your birthday or for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever it was recently that has passed, or you're expecting good news, you're expecting something beneficial with the Nine of Cups. As time progresses, as the situation grows, as you become closer to a person, or they reveal more of themselves to you, or they show up a certain way in your life, you are not getting what you expect. So if you have been dating someone, this is just an example, it's an overview, this is not specific to dating, but if you were dating someone and you were expecting, a commitment, or you were expecting an engagement ring or something like that, and it's not coming, and you've been dating them for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and you're expecting a wedding ring, but you haven't gotten it, you're refusing sort of to see that this person, for whatever reason, male or female, it does not matter, is not interested in a long-term commitment with you in a traditional way. Like maybe they want to be common law, maybe they want that Goldie Hawn, uh, what's his name, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell lifestyle, where I'm pretty sure I always talk about them, and I never really Google them to verify, but I feel as though they are not technically married, but they've been together for what, 20, 30 years, some shit like that. There's something where there's a discrepancy between what you want or what you're hoping for and what other people or the circumstance around you is actually presenting you. What is the physical proof? What is the true proof? Physical proof, pentacles, not just about money. What can you discern? What can you observe with your five primary senses? The writing is on the wall. Something isn't going the way you had planned, the way you had hoped, and I don't know what you're supposed to do with that, but that's basically what they're showing to me, is that there's a refusal to see. And the other thing with the Two of Swords, and we'll wrap this up and move on. The other thing with the Two of Swords is, it calls for us to make choices. It calls for us to take action. It calls for us to decide one way or the other between, going left or going right. And with a blindfold on and crossing yourself, with the swords in front of your chest, it's like, no, I'm not going to do any of that. So someone in this situation in your life, Capricorn, it doesn't have to be you, it can be a friend of yours, someone who's close to you that you care about, whoever. They are just like immobile, and they're not really facing the facts. Okay? All right, so that's the general overview. If you guys are here in the chat, do say hello, shout yourself out, announce yourself, present yourself to me, to the masses. I don't know. But if you are there, Capricorn, in the pardon me, in the chat, do say hi. If you have a question, feel free to ask that question. We're gonna have a little bit of water. Be hydrated, folks. Water is essential. Oh man. So, general overview, that's good. Health and wellness. Unless there's somebody who wants to say hello, but I don't think so. Health and wellness. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Capricorn, health and wellness. Which deck, please? Sometimes I can choose on my own, but most times I let my guides kind of lead me where the message will be. Health and wellness for Capricorn, health and wellness. Ooh. that right? Okay. They really want me to use these decks that, especially this one. Like I haven't used this in a long time. That's not ominous. The Zombie Tarot, which I like, but I feel weird like using it, all throughout the year. It's so, like Halloweenish, ghouly, dark, and weird. Anyway, health and wellness for Capricorn. And again, if you're not here in the chat live, or even if you are, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Let YouTube know you like my content, you like coming around and seeing me, and that you want to continue to see me. Help support the channel, my friends. Health and wellness for Capricorn, please. I apologize for the sniffling. I'm not sick anymore, but you know how like during the winter months, congestion and stuff just kind of hangs with you? That's what's going on. Congestion is just hanging around me. Won't let me be, won't let me go. Alright, health and wellness for Capricorn. Yeah, thank you. Alright, let's get 3 on your health and wellness, friends. There it goes. A little stiff. Are you guys stiff? Are you having muscle tenseness or issues with your bones? One more, 2 more cards, please. Health and wellness for Capricorn. There you go. Final card, please. 2, of course. Of course. Alright, so what do we got? Oh, okay. First card you have is Temperance. Okay. Second card out is the Knight of Cups. And in the third position, you got 2 cards. Lucky you. You get to listen to me sit here and talk even longer. You have the Hierophant and the King of Wands. So, definitely I feel some of you are under medical care. You've got the Temperance card. Big old syringe in the center of that card. So some of you are attending. Some of you are going to attending your doctor's office. You're already on top of your health and wellness. Some of you, with the New Year just around the corner, just happened. You may have started in on this new healthcare. I can't even speak, so I don't know if that means anything. But some of you have started in on your new health regime, going to the gym, working out, joining a yoga studio, whatever. I feel as though many of you are proactively trying to seek this balance that we associate with the Temperance card, where you're not going too hard, or you're not sitting on your ass, not doing anything about making your life better, or feeling better about yourself, or committing yourself to prioritizing your wellness, right? I feel as though many of you are already on this track, so good for you. If you're not on that track just yet, you might want to do it, because Temperance asks of us to be very mindful of balance, of, well, not just wellness, but like if it was weather, you would want this to, like, to me, if it was like if we were talking about the weather, the Temperance card is like your perfect day. Maybe not perfect, but like, no, a perfect day. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. There might be a light breeze, but it's not like windy to the point where it's like, things are like flying out of your hand because of a strong gust of wind. Temperance really wants us to get to that lovely middle ground where we can actually enjoy ourselves, where we can actually feel calm, healed, comfortable. Like, I feel really like this desire or this focus on Zen. There you go. Like a Zen kind of feeling. At peace in your heart, your mind. Look at me. I'm going backwards. Your heart, your mind, right? You see what I did? So I don't know. I'm all kinds of discombobulated during this portion of your reading. So I don't know if that also means something to you, Capricorn. But I think like, yeah, feeling balanced and zen between your heart and your mind. Some of you might be donating blood due to, the little droplets that we see there on the card. So um, if you, or you need to get blood work done. If you're not donating blood, there might be a need. Like some of you need blood work for something or a test. Hmm. Go see about that ASAP. For those who are already knowing like that you need to have work done, that you need uh yeah, some of you know, okay. Some of you know you need this blood work done or you need this test, but you're afraid to go get the test. Go get the test, friend. I mean, I don't know what you do in your life. I don't know, what the issue is, but health is paramount. If you don't have your health, you don't have shit, right? So if you know you have to take a certain test or if you know you need to have a certain procedure, make sure you make that appointment. I think many of you Capricorns are already on top of that, but there are some that I feel like you're like reluctant and you're kind of like, oh no, I don't want to do this, or I'm nervous about this. You know what I mean? So, ding dong. Somebody's at the door, which is weird. 12:30? On a Saturday? Delivery? We don't get a lot of visitors around here. Anyway, um, yeah. If you haven't made these appointments, if you haven't taken these tests or scheduled these surgeries or procedures or whatever you're doing, do it. Oh, okay. Second, third, fourth, I don't know. There's another part where they're telling me like some of you are already in recovery from procedures and surgeries. Some of you are anticipating results. So you're on the other side of the action point. And you might be a little anxious about what you're going to hear back from the doctor, what you're going to hear back in terms of your results. So, don't go too overboard. If you need to go and clear your head, take a walk, take a nap, listen to some music, do something to kind of get yourself out of that anxiety point. Because I do feel on either side of, going to see a doctor or having tests done, I feel there is a tendency for some of you to feel really anxious about this. So be careful. Don't let your mind, go down a rabbit hole, so to speak. Now, the second part that you have is the Knight of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You could be dealing with a water sign. You don't have to be. I mean, kind of nail on the head with the imagery there. Surfs up, right? So I feel as though some of you are kind of dealing with a person, or once you get the news that back from your doctor or you get the result, I feel as though like some of you are going to hear that news and you're going to feel good. It's going to come back benign. It's going to come back negative. It's going to come back, whatever. There will be good news for some of you, not all, of course. So for those in that camp where you're going to get good news, or you're going to find out that the surgery went well, your recovery is on schedule, everything is good, I feel like, this thing, like just ride the waves, man. Like smooth sailing kind of energy. You might like a new lease on life also is here. I feel that because maybe some of you may have been dreading the results, or dreading something coming down the line that was bad news. You may have thought, oh, my life is over, whether that's absolutely so serious, or you know realistic terms or not. I feel as though now that you know you're healthy, or that whatever was going on with you is not a death sentence, so to speak, I think many of you are going to have like this new lease on life, and you're going to feel very revitalized and re-energized to go back out there and enjoy yourself, make the best out of life, take a big bite out of life, something like that. There's optimism with this Knight of Cups. And if it's not you, it could be someone around you who's like, oh, that was good news, Capricorn. Oh, great. Now we can go and do this, or now we can go and do that together. Partner, friend, it doesn't really matter. Um, if it's not in response to what's going on with your health or anything to do post like surgery, I think you might be really sentimental right now. Because I've been talking really, and it's coming across strongly. Someone needs to have testing done. Someone needs to have some type of procedure done. If it's not so drastic for you, I think in general, as far as health and wellness, if you are putting in the work or you've been called to action to be more balanced in your health and wellness, take care of yourself, eat right, exercise, do all that good stuff. I think that your optimism follows shortly after that. I think that you ideally believe that you can be successful. You know, it feels as though your Knight of Cups energy is really optimistic and really seeing the positive side of things. And that's good. I wouldn't discourage you or anybody else from having that mindset. The caveat here for you, Capricorn, is the Knight of Cups in general in tarot can be a bit of a dreamer. Knight of Cups might, I mean, he's on a surfboard surrounded by a huge wave of water, which is energy, which is emotion. So there could be a tendency for you or someone else to kind of get too far ahead of themselves. You know, just to give it an example, just to illustrate it, let's say you were trying to lose weight in the new year. Let's say you wanted to, start working out and lose a couple lbs, right? Let's say, what is this? This is the third week, or we're about to go into the third week of January, right? Let's say by now you've lost 5 pounds a week, something like that, 15 pounds, yeah? And your goal overall is to lose 80. You might become so comfortable or enraptured in the success of the loss that, let's say, next week the scale only drops 3 pounds. So now you're kind of like, oh no. There's like this optimism that can kind of get away from you and doesn't deal well, potentially doesn't deal well with setbacks. Nine of Cups can be that. Not as adaptable, not as pragmatic. So you or someone else might get a little too far ahead of themselves when the good news comes in, when we see the progress towards the goals that we have. There might be a chance for us to go off the deep end here. So, you know, you're a Capricorn for God's sake, so I don't need to tell you to stay grounded. Stay grounded. So the third position that you had for your health and wellness, which again came out in two, was the Hierophant and the King of Wands. King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a fire sign or not at all. It's so general, it doesn't even matter. Um, Staying grounded. Oh, and Hierophant, major arcana for Taurus. Again, could be dealing with a Taurus, don't have to be. Um, yeah, staying grounded for sure. Hierophant, that's earth sign energy associated with Taurus. And then you have the King of Wands. It's not, it's not earth energy, it's fire energy. But I think the combination of the two is being really sharp and focused and realistic about things. Now, the Hierophant in general, in tarot talks about institutions. So we could be talking about religious figures. We could be talking about government. We could can't even talk. Could be talking about media because you've got the big TV screen there on the card, right? But I feel as though in your case, Capricorn, could be advice, could be an advisor, could be like a group that you belong to. I did say with temperance, some of you might be starting in doing, yoga classes, something like that. But I feel as though it's like this conglomerate. Maybe that's not the right word, but there's uh, a grouping of people or a grouping of opinions that kind of have a similar goal. Okay, so it could be if you just again to illustrate, it's not going to rock with everybody, but let's say you're post cancer treatment, all right? You're a cancer survivor. Congratulations, that's beautiful. You might get involved with a Facebook group or a meetup group of people who are all cancer survivors or family and friends of cancer survivors, something like that. And I think there's unity with this grouping of people, and there's purpose in this group. I think that there might be people like again, just to illustrate in this example, you might take to fundraising. You might, sign up for marathons or walks for cancer research and treatment and things like that. And so together, Hierophant and the King of Wands puts action to something that is affecting the masses or affecting a group of people, right? King of Wands is representing uh, fastidious energy, knowledgeable or capable energy, and passionate energy. I think because of what's going on with you personally, with your health and your wellness. Again, it doesn't have to be about cancer or anything so, no offense, so dire. It could be about, people who want to just meet up to avoid, seasonal depression. I don't know. It's whatever it is, I feel that the Hierophant and the King of Wands are, ooh, was almost going to sneeze there. Fought it off. Anyway, I think the Hierophant and the King of Wands together are wanting to impact a community or make an impactful change. So, in terms of health and wellness, it could be something even bigger. It could be something in terms of, you might have with your Temperance and Knight of Cups positions, you might have that's interesting because they're like showing me environments, like they're showing me like trees and shit. Oh, okay. So like maybe again, these are just things I know of from the news and shit. Maybe you were affected by like local. All right, and Hierophant again. I did say something about conglomerate, and I was like, no, I don't know about that. But now it kind of makes sense. You may have been affected by a corporation, Hierophant card. Some of their practices in your local community may have, you know, hurt your environment or hurt your personal health. You know what I mean? Like if we're thinking about something like Flint, which just as an example, I'm not trying to politicize or get into anybody's local business or get into anybody's personal lives too much, I should say, but something like that where because of the actions of a massive corporation, of a conglomerate, of a very powerful entity, your life or your health and your wellness or the people around you may have been affected. And the King of Wands in this scenario might now be kind of an adversary. Before I was feeling, and that's still true. Whatever I said 2 seconds ago about how the Hierophant and the King of Wands were beneficial to you at the same time, I feel now in this other scenario that they're giving me, the King of Wands is facing down the Hierophant energy because this is a massive grouping of people. This is a very powerful entity, and the King of Wands is like, nah, bro. Whatever you're doing, however you're affecting my life or the life of people in this community is not right, and I'm going to fight you. So there's a very powerful, yeah, like you don't have a card for it here, but like, this could go to the point of like a civil case. You know what I mean? That's interesting. That's so interesting. In general, though, Capricorn, it feels as though health and wellness for you is pretty good. I feel that if you've been through a procedure, if you're in recovery for anything, for any reason, I think it's good. If you are avoiding going and getting tested or going and having procedures done or even just making a doctor's appointment for your physical, stop avoiding it. Go do it. Take care of yourself. Um, but overall, for health and wellness, it feels very good. It feels very promising. I don't see any true setbacks other than if you avoid going to the doctor, having procedures, taking tests. if you could also see setbacks if you don't keep yourself grounded in your goals. If you want to lose weight, if you want to stop smoking, if you want to do anything like that, don't let a setback derail you. Make sure you stay on top of that. Okay? All right. That wraps up health and wellness for you guys. If you're here in the chat and you're a Capricorn, shout yourself out, say hello to me, ask a question if you have one for the tarot, and I will answer it for you. And remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff that YouTube allows you to do if you like my channel and you want to support me. All right, guys, so general overview done. Health and wellness done. Career? Career, maybe? You guys love career, don't you? Capricorn, 10th house. Not 10th house. Yeah, 10th house. What am I talking? 10th house. Oh my god, I almost called you 9th house for some reason. Tajinder, hello. Hi. How are you? How's everything? Happy New Year to everybody. Career? Unless, Tajinder, are you Capricorn? Do you have a question for me? Good, very good. Glad that you're feeling fine. Hope your New Year's going swimmingly. 2020 has been good to me so far. I'm not gonna lie. 2020's been pretty solid for me. Oh, Sagittarius. Oh, I just did. Did I answer a question for you last month? I can barely remember what I did yesterday. So if we've if I had a question for you last month, I'm sorry, I wouldn't remember. But I'm glad you've come back. I don't mind a cross watching. You know, we all do it. Oh, I did? Awesome. Good. I hope I give you a good answer. Yeah, I think we'll go to career because I think a lot of people often come for love and romance. I gotta make them wait. Gotta make them wait for it. All right, so let's do career for Capricorn. Which deck, please? Well, that's not clear. One more time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think sometimes they like want to please me. When I say they, my guides, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you guys just tell me and then I'll do the reading. Oh wait, you said something. Well, maybe we'll find out somewhere in this reading a little bit, or the romance one, which we'll do after this. I can tell you, well, I can only tell you what I just did, which was health and wellness, and it felt as though many Capricorns were, not all, but some were avoiding issues with health and wellness, so that might be, you know, translating into other areas of their lives as well. The overview was similar. I think. Which deck was it? Was that deck? It was... What was it? Oh, did you... Oh, my voice is cracking? It's snowing here, so the Wi-Fi might be a little trippy. I apologize if there's been any technical issues. The Wi-Fi around here, when the weather gets rough, the Wi-Fi is like, oh no, I don't know what to do. But what was I saying? Oh, with the overview. Yeah, I felt as though things that Capricorn wanted weren't going the way that they expected. And someone, either the Capricorn or someone around them, wasn't really accepting the reality of the situation. If you have time later, just to Jinder, go ahead and go back and watch this on the repeat for the overview. So, career for Capricorns, 10th house. House that includes public relations and career and your public personas. Let's see, career for Capricorn, please. have some tea after this? Maybe. One more? Is that right? Yeah, thank you. Last one. There we go. All right, 3 cards for Capricorn in their careers, please. Again, I apologize, guys, for sniffling and everything like that. I am not sick, but you know, the congestion of having a cold. Wow. Okay, sure. Has stayed with me. All right. So let's see. There it is again, buddy. All right. First card for career for Capricorns is the Eight of Swords. Second card, which is a repeat from the overview, is the Two of Swords, and the final card is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. Not feeling so hot when it comes to career. Eight of Swords, definitely all up in the head, definitely some self-doubt or feeling manipulated, feeling controlled, feeling out of control, not able to make a move that's informed or smart or without confusion, without not the best headspace right now in terms of career. If you Capricorns are looking to make big moves, I'd say not just yet. I don't think you're in a good headspace for it. The opportunities might not be there. It just feels as though, in terms of, because you know, this woman is unlike the traditional Eight of Swords where the person is tied and bound. This person is up and walking around. There's no blindfold, you know, but there is prevention. There is interference, as the card says at the top. Interference with the puppet strings there. So there might be intention to move. There might be ideas or things that you want to accomplish, but the circumstances around you, the people around you, or the headspace that you're in right now is not feasible for that. No big moves. Stand, gosh, stay where you are. That's all I'm gonna say. Stay where you are. I feel as though something, and I don't know why I'm holding my face here. I don't know what this is. Like, there's nothing wrong with my jaw or anything. Maybe some of you, like, you know, do this when you're nervous or something. I don't know. Um, do not make any moves. Either you can't because the circumstances around you won't allow you, the people around you won't allow, you don't have the resources, you don't have, it feels as though you don't have a clear enough mind to do this. I feel as though there is your focus is not here. If you are hoping to make moves in your career, Capricorn, if you wanted to get a new job, or if you wanted to work on a new project, if you wanted to make a new investment, whatever it is, no, no, you can't. You can't. Someone else is pulling the strings, you're tied up elsewhere, priorities are elsewhere. It really feels like, excuse me, feels like, despite you wanting to do it in your heart, I feel like this thrust forward. I can't wait to do this, or I'm excited to try this out, and I'm excited to make a move this way. You might want to do it, but you cannot. It's like you're pulled back, yanked back. It's really unfortunate. Um, because I think some of you have incredible ideas. I think that you have waited a while. In some of your cases, you've waited patiently for the right time to transition in your career, or you've put in the work, and you're. I feel many of you are primed to advance, but something about advancing right now is not, it's just not applicable, it's not possible. Has nothing to do with your intentions, has nothing to do with your capabilities. It might have something to do with, you know, your mindset right now. Some of you got too much going on up here, or there's too much going on in your environment. shitty, and I'm not a fan of that. Now, Two of Swords next to it, again, this is like a card of indecision or a card of needing to make moves, wanting to make moves, but again, there's a prevention here. Um, in this case, I think some of you are going to be reflecting on the situation regarding your job or your career, maybe even a little bit in your finances, um, and you need to take a step back. In this case, I feel as though the Two of Swords is encouraging you to take a step back and reevaluate things. Could be that, okay? It could be with that Eight of Swords that the powers that be, you know, your spiritual team, your spiritual guides, angels on your behalf, or decent people in this life, they might be telling you, hey, Capricorn, you might say, I want to go and invest my money here, or I want to go and work for this company, or I want to go and work with these people. You could have someone step in and say, are you sure? Do you really want to do that? And they give you reason, give you some ideas that might, overwhelm you mentally with the Eight of Swords. They give you cautionary tales. Oh, I heard people that work with that guy, this and that happened. I don't know, watch yourself. And then you're like, oh, do I really want to work with that person? Like, is that a true story? Can I be sure? And you might become a little overwhelmed and a little cautious. I think that works for you because there's something that's telling, yes, there's something here that's telling me, and I don't even know what the hell it is. Whatever you want to do, it's not right for you right now, or it's not right for you anymore. There's something going on where proceeding further down this career path or transitioning to that career path, working with these particular people, putting your money into this investment, rethink it, or again, reflect upon it a little longer. Go back to the drawing board here, reconsider. They're like, reconsider. There's something about reconsidering. Mm. And you don't like that because I think you had a lot of emotional investment in what you were planning to do. I think you've had a lot of emotional investment in where you work now, or you built up your hopes and your dreams to go a new route, and it's looking like maybe not. Okay, that would make sense. And then your final card, King of Pentacles in reverse, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So I think that would be you. King of Pentacles in reverse. Not irate, but certainly ticked off, impatient. Um, what's that? What's that? Like a Scrooge, not Scrooge, but not Scrooge in the sense of like, bah humbug, you hate Christmas, but Scrooge in the sense of irritable. Thank you, that's the word, irritable. Impatient, irritable, like annoyed, because the King of Pentacles is one of the most auspicious or bountiful characters in the tarot, right? Usually has a lot of resources on their side, has a lot of smart ideas, has a lot of great practical goals that they can move towards, or ideas that they can implement. Very innovative, or just capable overall, a very capable character, which is very central to the ideals and the principles that Capricorn embodies and represents. Being capable, being practical, being on top of your game. And with that in the reverse, you are not able to showcase that right now. Whatever you were moving towards, whomever you were moving towards, whatever you wanted to get involved in, you're being told, no, don't do it, or no, you can't do it. And now you're kind of like, well, why not? Why not? I don't know why not. I'm not getting that. It's not for you. That's the sentiment that they're giving to me. It's not for you. The again, the career you want, the moves you want to make, the investments you want to make, the people you want to work for, not for you. And I don't think I'm in my previous lives for each sign. I'm not sure that I've done this, but this is twice for you that they're compelling me to look at the bottom of the deck. And the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So that is that intuition that speaks to you. I don't know what your intuition is saying. I don't know what your guides or people on this earth are advising you to do, but essentially the High Priestess is that advice or that advisor that basically tells you, no, no, no. They pull you back on your shoulders, like, hey, 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 don't go that way. Or hey, 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 slow down. Or hey, stop, do not progress, do not pass go. So, in terms of your career, stay the course, don't push, don't buck, don't rush forward, don't transition. Whatever you're doing now, I think you need to stay the course, or, like the Two of Swords was saying, reflect upon it. Go back to the drawing board, reevaluate, and reconsider your plans right now. They're not going to give me much more than that because I think it's too different for everybody. Because for some of you it is about pure investment, for others of you it is about your career, others of you it's about maybe even starting out on your own. And it's just no. It's a no, which I don't like to give no's, who does, in a tarot reading, but it's a no, Capricorn, in terms of your career. Just stay the course, or whatever you're trying to push towards, whatever you were excited to get involved in. Nah. No, no, no. All right, so that was career. Anybody in the room who's a Capricorn, you want a question answered by me, you may ask it now. This is one of your last moments to do so, because after love and romance, it's a wrap. So if you're a Capricorn and you have a question, oh, hello. Mary Salcato? I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but Mary, hello, how are you? You're a Capricorn? Happy birthday to you. Hope you had a good day. If it's already passed, if it's still coming up, I hope you have an amazing day either way. What's your question, Mary? I will answer it. Yesterday, nice. I hope you had some cake and ice cream. It's my favorite aspect of birthdays. If that's not your thing, that's cool too. But yes, let me know your question, Mary, and I will answer it. I really hate the first. Who likes being sick? But I absolutely hate like the after effects of being sick. I'd like to know when you'll be a grandma. Oh, I don't know. I'm kidding. Let's see which deck is gonna come out here for you to answer that question for Mary. Will Mary be a grandma? Which deck, please? Oh, that one. You're unsure. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, okay. Oh, oh man, that's interesting. We talked about health and wellness earlier, not about pulling teeth, but like Capricorns are some are avoidant of doing those things. So hopefully you did it before it was. I understand a lot of people get scared at the dentist. So if you put it off, I understand. But if you were proactive, good job. And actually, that's kind of funny. My friend, he has to have his wisdom teeth pulled. He's not a Capricorn, but he certainly is dragging his feet on it. Oh, I do feel better. It's like that weird, where it's like it's the congestion that's like between your nose and your throat, and it won't go away. Oh, hopefully they give you some painkillers for it, Mary, and hopefully you are on the mend. And on your birthday, like leave it, no offense, but like leave it to a Capricorn, because I'm a Leo, okay? But leave it to a Capricorn to do something practical and smart on their birthday, and not something totally celebratory and fun, which is what I would do. I admire you, Mary. That's great. All right, so Mary's question: when will she become a grandma? Mary, when will she become a grandma? It's like, oh, it's my birthday. I'll take the day off. Like for me, it's my birthday. I'm taking the day off work. I try to take a week off because that's the kind of princess shit I like to do for myself. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Oh, your only day off was Friday. Okay, so Luck of the draw, huh? Mary, when will she become a grandma? Well, anyway, Mary, I hope you had a great birthday, even though you were spent, getting your teeth yanked, and now you're sitting there in pain. But I hope it was a good day overall, even if it wasn't, swinging from the chandelier. At least you got practical things done. All right, I think we're about 2 more. Is that right? Yeah, I got it. Me and my guides, we have little, not games, but I try to guess, or I try to be in tune for when they want me to stop, and I'm like, I think 2 more, and I was right. Mary, when is Mary gonna become a grandma? Ooh. And one more, please. Oh yeah, nice. I mean, there's only 2 cards face up, so let's see what the other ones are. Okay. All right. Hang in there. Number 1 is what they tell me. So, Mary, you have the Lovers. See, can't even pick this up. 5 of Wands. And the Hangman, or the Hanging Man in this deck. First thing that came out that they jumped on was the Lovers, time of Gemini. Gemini is May and June, so maybe in the spring. But I don't know who we're asking about. I don't know if you have a son or a daughter, but they did give me this element, or this vibe of springtime. So of course, archetypally, or I can't think of the word, but one of the things that we often associate with spring is fertility, right? And Major Arcana Gemini, I don't know if you have a Gemini that you're asking about, but there could be some significance there. Now, I don't know who you're asking about, son or daughter or anything like that, but it feels as though the potential to have a connection for your son or your daughter, if I'm honest, it feels like it could be very new, or it feels like the passion might come and go in this relationship, because I'm drawn to the dolphins in the back. And dolphins obviously are a lot of people love dolphins, but when you think about the mating practices of dolphins, from what I know, they're not monogamous. They have a lot of copulation, from what I understand. I'm not a zoologist, but what I understand, they have a lot of passion, and they're very, intellectual creatures, intellectual sea mammals, right? But as far as staying legit with a long-term partner, dolphins are not it. Dolphins get around, right? I think that's correct. So I don't know who you're asking after, but there might be an intense connection they have, but is there a longevity there? Questionable. I'd say questionable. The passion, yes. Not to get all in their business. The potential for good sex, yes. But I question it. I really question it, because we would like to idealize the lovers as, soulmates. If you've been to my channel before, I don't jump on that word too often. And this is one of the soulmate cards of the tarot, but the reason I'm cautious to use that word, and the reason I don't jump on it, is because I think the way I perceive it, you perceive it, anybody else perceives it, is too different. And someone can be a soulmate, but the relationship between you, or the interaction between you, can be total trash, can be difficult, can be full of all kinds of drama. So to say, oh, soulmate, and all this overly romantic idealism, I don't feel that here. I feel maybe your son or daughter has a partner that they love, or that they're very passionate about, and that feeling is reciprocated. But there is something so fleeting in this energy I'm feeling. It's fleeting. Either the relationship, or when they're on, it's great, and when they're off, it's a shit show, basically. Because you have this 5 of Wands that follows it. 5 of Wands is I don't want to say it's cyclical because fives are not about repeating, but fives are about regular flare ups, regular blow ups, predictable almost, like clockwork. Like clockwork, we're going to get into an argument, or there's a particular element, or there's a particular subject matter that causes this flare up and this disagreement amongst people. Now, it's five different people, so that could include you, Mary. I'm not going to let you get off the hook. You could be in this energy, but there is a regular occurrence of disagreements. If this is about, even if they were married, right? Let's say these, I don't know, I haven't read any responses, so I don't know, but let's say these two people are married, and I'm not trying to call you out, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but this could be like, the in-laws, or like you have an opinion, and then the parents on the other side have an opinion about when they should have kids. Maybe you're sitting there like, when's the baby coming? And the other side is like, they don't need to have babies right now, what are you talking about? And then you hear that and you're like, but they should have babies. It's like a lot of different opinions regarding this, or this turns into this because, oh babe, I don't want to do that, well we should do this, I don't want to do that, well we should do, and it's just like bickering. So that's why I'm cautious about, yes, potential of grandma, you becoming grandma is here, but is it the best scenario or environment right now? Questionable. Questionable. And I mean, signs of fertility are here. The dolphins copulating. Dolphins go at it like rabbits, from what I understand. I guess they don't reproduce as often as rabbits, but they be banging, right? So a lot of fertility there with the dolphins. Five of Wands in this very green meadow. We've got butterflies down there. Butterflies are not necessarily about fertility, but there is this idea of gestation or growth, because in order to become a butterfly, you have to be a caterpillar first. So there's like this growing period, right? Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. I'm just going to show you. Look at all that damn green, okay? Tons of green. Green is fertile energy. So there's a lot of potential. The pipes work. The plumbing works. But is it feasible? Should it happen? Hanging Man in the last position. Someone might be caught up, the son, the daughter, or the partner. There might be a hesitancy on someone's part. Someone might be rethinking their long-term plans, their long-term goals. If this is about a marriage, or if this is about a long-term relationship, and maybe, going into it, they said, oh man, I can't wait to start a family. I can't wait to have babies. I can't wait to do this and start our lives. And now we've gone on, years or months or whatever it is. And now someone's like, I don't know. I don't know, you know, just as an example, I'm just as an example, because again, I'm not reading the chat, so I have no idea. But let's say the female in the relationship was like, I can't wait. I want to have children. I want to start a family. Now, however long down the road it is, now she's like, I'm going to get on the pill. And someone's like, what? You're going to get on the pill? I thought we were having kids. I want to be on the pill. And there's a hesitancy, or there's this reconsidering. There's like a reevaluation with the Hangman energy. Hangman, secondary major is Pisces, isn't that right? No, yes, secondary major, no. I'm blanking on that. Someone tell me, because, or someone verify, because somehow I'm blanking. I think it's Pisces. Yeah, Pisces. So I don't know if there's a Pisces of significance, but again, Pisces, I feel, isn't a sign of fertility, but I'm thinking of the two fish that encircle each other. It reminds me of partnership. It reminds me of intimacy. So I'm still going to stick by, between the Lovers and the green that's on the Five of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, I'm still going to stick to springtime could show some pregnancy, could show someone actually maybe becoming pregnant in the spring, if not giving birth in the spring. But is it right? I don't know. But so potentially in terms of time, because I don't really do timing in tarot, but those are like the big indicators for me. Gemini with the Lover's card giving me that springtime energy, if not spring, early summer. You know what I mean? Um, Time of Pisces is coming around, so maybe Pisces season, which is was that late February, early March, or excuse me, late February into March. So that's another timing there. Five of Wands. What's 5 months from now? Six. So Five of Wands, 6 month is June. Again, Gemini. So maybe around June, something like that. All right, Mary. I hope that answers your question. If so, come back and see me in June and let me know. Send me an email in June. Let me see if I can scroll and see what I missed. Oh man. Yes, Mary, with all the talking. I love it. Give me a second to catch up. All right. Sorry. All right. So Friday was your day off. That's their dad, my ex. Okay. Oh, I'm right. Yay. Big smiles. Okay. Don't pressure. Very good. Oh, 38 and 40. Okay. That could be the Five of Wands thing. Like you're getting older. The Megs. The Megs is a little vintage. No offense. I'm no offense to anybody, but okay, your ex is a Pisces this spring. Okay, thank you. Okay, you're welcome, Mary. Yeah, okay, that could be the reason for the Five of Wands. You know, and that could be why someone is caught up thinking about things. You know, we are getting older, and if you know, if they're not in agreement, and someone's changing their mind, it's kind of like the other person is like, well, you know, we're not getting any younger here. So for your sake, or excuse me, for your contribution, Mary, I applaud you for not putting pressure on people. As someone who is childless and a little older, I appreciate it. So on behalf of your son or daughter, thanks for not putting that pressure on. It becomes annoying. But maybe, yeah, maybe in the spring they might want to get to business on making a baby. Or maybe they'll announce it in the spring. Who knows? Thank you very much, Mary, for your question. I appreciate it. Anyone else have a question? Who's a Capricorn in the chat? Do you have a question to ask me? If so, I'd be happy to answer it for you. And if not, we're going to move on to that love and romance that everybody likes so much. And feel better, Mary, with your post-dental surgery removal. Godspeed, my friend. Excuse me. I'm gonna have some tea. You're welcome, Mary. You're absolutely welcome. All right. No more questions, so let's go ahead and do the love and romance for Capricorns. Which deck, please? Love and romance for Capricorns. Oh. No, okay. No, you were okay. They're like, nah, but then they're like, okay, sure. All right, here we go. All right, guys. Here we go. Love and romance for Capricorn. And I apologize again, guys, if you've sat here the entire time or you're watching this on repeat and constantly sniffling. Ugh. I'm like sensitive to that kind of stuff. I'm very like sensitive to sounds. Many empaths are very sensitive to sounds and or like their environment. And so if you're an empath, I'm sorry. Or just anybody who's sensitive to sounds. One of my biggest concerns is to not be gross on camera. But sometimes you can't avoid it. All right, love and romance, Capricorn. This is hard to connect with. I'm going to say that. Love and romance, Capricorn, please. Thank you. Is that it? No. One more. Thank you. Wow. Got a little somber here in the energy, if I'm honest. 3 cards, please. Capricorn, love and romance. Love and romance, Capricorn, please. Okay. Okay. I don't like that. Because they're like, leave it. Leave it? Okay, leave it. All right. So, first position, Capricorn, you have the Emperor. Second position is Ten of Swords in reverse. And then you have this, which I don't usually like to do, but I will allow it. You have the King of Swords in the side position. Okay. This is dark. I mean, aside from this being the steampunk deck, you know, a lot of the images on this in this deck are very dark. This is dark, brooding. Thank you, brooding energy, moody energy. The Emperor card. Aries energy could be dealing with an Aries. Don't have to be. I feel as though someone's like being a bossy pants, or someone's like wanting to be certifiably is the word they're giving me, certifiably in control. Like they will not be screwed with. They're not going to be told what to do. They're not going to be bossed around. They're the boss. They're in charge. Their way or the highway. Whoever it is, it's either you or the other person. Take your pick. Someone is not moving. They're not interested in negotiation. They're not interested in compromise. They're not going to be changed. They're not going to be pushed around. No, 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 no. It's whatever they want, and it's how they want, it's where they want, and they're in charge. There is no bones about it. Oh, Lord. There's no bones about it. This person is in charge. I feel as though this person could be in a reactionary space, meaning because of what's transpired between you and them, or what's transpired in their life or on their side of things, they're tired of being either pushed around, or they're tired of feeling as if they're not in control. So now I feel there's like this overcompensation of control, this overemphasis on control, this overemphasis on being the boss, on being autonomous. Because that's the other thing, is I feel as though this Emperor may have been invited into a relationship, or invited into some type of sweet nurturing energy. Come be with me, come stay with me, take a trip with me, you know, let's go here, let's go there. And this person is just like, no, I'm not interested in that. This person is not overly affectionate right now. They're not interested in lovey-dovey, cutesy-wootsy kind of energy. They're very either resistant to that, standoffish from it, or they just reject it wholeheartedly. And again, I don't know where it's coming from. I feel as though in many cases, yeah, in many cases, but not all, it's because of something that has happened to this Emperor that's bruised them, that's hurt them, that's upset them, that's disappointed them, and now they've turned into this stone cold figure, male or female, it doesn't matter. And they're just like, no, I'm not, my heart is shut down, my interest is shut down, and then there's just like this wall, like a Berlin Wall kind of energy, like just like a Great Wall of China, just like boom, this huge structure that protects them, that guards them from having to interact, that guards them from having to really get up off of this throne and be involved. They don't want it. We're done. I'm done. This is, I'm not it. No. Shut down. Nope. It's over. Ten of Swords, reverse. Now, in the reverse, I feel as though it's over. Whatever the Ten of Swords is, Ten of Swords often depicts or speaks to betrayal, speaks to being stabbed in the back, left for dead, um, speaks to someone feeling as if the worst thing that could have happened to them in their life has happened. And that energy is over. I feel that that's done. I feel that this is weeks or months later. That this is it's dissipated in terms of time. There has been time since that moment, but there is not an element of forgetfulness here. This is very, just as an example, let's say this was 6 months ago, arbitrary number, 6 months. If that's on point for you, great. But let's say this Ten of Swords, whatever it was, happened 6 months ago. The memory is so fresh. The memory stays. Ten of Swords in reverse. The Emperor, I don't want to say is bitter, but the Emperor is very aware of this Ten of Swords in reverse. I don't want to say that they're, no, I don't think it's bitter. I think that they're being realistic about it. Okay? So the Emperor is being very realist. Whatever happened in the Ten of Swords, whenever, however long ago it was, this person acknowledges that. That shit hurt me. I didn't like that. This was painful to me. This was disappointing to me. This was aggravating to me. Whatever. But I don't think that they're throwing it out there into the universe or into the situation saying, well, because of this, this is why. It's more of like that happened, and now I'm doing this. There's like a little bit of a distance between it in terms of language or in terms of how they're thinking about it. Not a doctor in any sense. It might not be the clearest or healthiest perspective to have, but it's true to what they feel. There's not a lot of emotion going on here between these two cards. Between that Emperor and the Ten of Swords in reverse, there's not a lot of emotion. There's not a lot of wanting to dive into the feeling body. I'm intellectualizing, or I'm rationalizing, or I'm applying logic and survival tactics to what has transpired here. No, the emotions would cloud this person's judgment or alter their behavior in such a way that they might end up stabbing themselves in the back to give into the situation emotionally anymore, or to be open and be vulnerable would just prolong this or put this back in the upright and make it more of an active current energy versus it happened, it's in the past, I'm getting over it, and this is the way I choose to get over it. I choose to be a stone cold whatever, and I choose to be emotionally removed and emotionally unavailable. This is again, not a doctor, don't have much insight into this, but it feels as though this is the way this person chooses to cope. This is the way this person chooses to get over it, and it works for them. Whether that be you, Capricorn, or someone else, I don't know, but this works for that person. Now, King of Swords in the side position, which I rarely talk about, especially in an open public general, but they really compelled me to keep it this way. This is fence sitting. You know, when you get into a side position, it's neither up or down. It's in the middle. It's on the fence, right? King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Maybe that's what I'm struggling with. Because I just said about intellectualizing or rationalizing it, right? Trying to apply logic to a situation that, you know, given that this is love and romance, we're supposed to be talking about emotions. Not a damn cup here on the board. There's no emotions here. There's only, well, not only, but there's Emperor, which is fire energy, and two swords. So we have a lot of dynamic masculine energy, a lot of strong reactionary energy. Nothing is soft here. Nothing is melodic or gentle. It's harsh, it's quick, it's fast, it's decisive. Now, the King of Swords being in the side position shows me that there is an element of things not being as final as they could be. Because if he was upright, that's super decisive, that's super final, that's super, you know, I applied the logic, I applied the rationality, and I made a decision, and this is what I decide. Versus here, which is maybe being a little bit more irrational, maybe being a little bit more temperamental, right? But we had it in the side position, right? So it's not as cut and dry as someone would hope. That might be music to your ears, or that might be dreadful to your ears. I'm not sure, but there is this like middle ground, teeter-tottery. We're like mostly done with this, or we're mostly decided that this is the correct way to go. But then another, so thank you. It could just be about uncertainty. So it could be maybe, because I think I mentioned that word before, it could be that the emperor is in a reactionary position, state of mind, feeling, right? Reactionary versus responsive, right? And because of that, maybe part of the emperor is just not 100% on what they're doing. They feel comfortable because, I mean, look at him. He's just sitting on this throne, not really bothered about much. You know, I did say there's a wall up, so there's distance from a situation, or there's distance from the emotions of a situation. The more distant you are from a situation, the less you think about it, right? Out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So maybe somebody has gone cold, maybe somebody has gone no contact, maybe somebody has blocked another person on Facebook, or whatever, blocked their cell phone number, whatever. And out of sight, out of mind allows us to forget, or allows us to, kind of put some space between us and the pain that we have experienced. But it's not a healing energy to block someone. It's not a healing energy to go no contact. It just changes the circumstances, or it just changes the time or the ways in which we communicate with someone. It doesn't get away from whatever happened in the Ten of Swords. So there's something about, I think, in a reaction, in a preservation, in a way to cope, in a way to take care of self, someone feels good right now that they've done the right thing. However, as it persists, or something in the back of their mind goes, maybe I didn't do this the right way, or is this truly smart? Am I doing this the smart way? The other thing about the King of Swords in the side position, King of Swords, again, that air sign energy. This could be a counselor, could be someone who gives advice, could be a friend, or someone who supports the Emperor, and they might be kind of, I halfway agree with you, but I halfway don't agree with you. Even though we're friends, even though I'm on your side here, I also feel as though the King of Swords might be cautiously giving advice, or cautiously saying, hey there, my good friend Emperor, are you sure this is what you want to do? Because I don't think this King of Swords aims to upset the apple cart. I don't think this King of Swords, if it's a separate person, they don't want to get in the mix. They really don't want to be involved, but they might have to be. Maybe they're relatives to you or the other person. And they have, one foot on either side here. I could see it from your point of view, whoever the emperor is, right? I could see your side of things and I support you. But then I also think the way you're responding isn't necessarily the nicest or fairest towards the other person. So the King of Swords might be trying their best to be impartial, or, to stay on that fence and kind of like not weigh in fully. Okay. Um, I've addressed it before. No, they're, oh good. They shut me up. They're like, no, that has nothing to do with it. Perfect. Because my throat is getting a little dry. So Capricorn, that is your love and romance. It sounds kind of dicey. Not pleasant. Not pleasant at all, because someone feels really hurt about something, and they're trying to get over it. They're trying to put distance between them. They're trying to put walls up between them and that pain. And I think they feel good doing that, but in the long run, I'm not sure that that's going to serve them, or I'm not sure how long that can serve them, or how long that can be beneficial to them. Okay. All right. Hey, yeah. Was that like the quickest one? Probably. All right. Where are we at? Ooh, an hour and 23 minutes. What time is it? 1:30. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right. Any other Capricorns who have questions here in the chat, go ahead and ask them now, or forever hold your peace, my friends. I think that's all I do. I should really write this stuff down I do overview, health and wellness, career, love and finance, love and finance, love and romance. I don't think there's anything else that I do. No, don't think so. All right, guys. Anyone else? Last call, last chance. I'm gonna put this away. I need to get a new one of these. This deck is becoming like super hard to shuffle. Anyway. All right, I'm gonna take the extended silence to mean we've run our course, my friends, my Capricorn friends. So, I thank everybody who showed up today in support of my channel and stuck around watching. I appreciate you guys. Capricorn, I'll be back with the February reading soon. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you later.